Welcome back. This is John Locke, and today I'm talking about this article from Search Engine Roundtable. Google My Business adds guidelines for co-working spaces. Now, this is something that they've been trying to crack down on for a long time because there is a lot of spam where people set up different locations within a co-working space like a Regis, or perhaps your local co-working space like a Hacker Lab would be here. And they added a line to the Google My Business guidelines around co-working spaces. Now, if your business is working out of a co-working space, it must have signage, like a sign. It must accept customers and be staffed during business hours to be eligible to have a Google My Business listing with a co-working address. So this was added. Businesses can't list an office at a co-working space unless that office maintains clear signage, receives customers at the location during business hours, and is staffed during business hours by your business staff. This is a pretty recent change, but I think that again, I don't know how they're going to police this except by maybe people writing reviews or taking photos of this, because I do know that there are lots of businesses all around. There's ones in Sacramento right now that are operating out of co-working spaces on the Google My Business, according to them. But the co-working spaces, some of them have moved, some of them are no longer around. So this is a very important thing. So again, Stefan Samborek also pointed this out, and the discussion went on Twitter. Somebody asked, let's say that I have a roofing business, but I rent space at a gardening business. Can I still use the address we both reside at to create a Google My Business as long as I provide signage? And Stefan said yes. Two independent businesses can share an address. They both need everything that you would expect out of an independent business, including a sign with your logo on it, a phone number, a distinct phone number, a distinct website, business license. Another person asks, it's long overdue and should apply to all office space that is not a long-term lease. Otherwise, it's penalizing a superior product. Co-working is a different service. However, many co-working spaces provide private and semi-private space, as well as co-working space. Beware the virtual office. It's just a mailbox. And that is true. Like I know for a fact that there's marketing companies that have an office in different cities, and it's just a Regis, basically a virtual office. But the one distinction would be that there are people there during business hours, but there's no sign saying like, hey, this is this business. Now that is something that you would see in a lot of co-working spaces in your city. You'd have the ability to put that on the door. Over at the Sterling Sky website, Joy Hawkins wrote about this, and she said, there's a lot of discussion around this, and it depends. Okay, and she also went on the same things. One of the things she said is the signs and logos on the physical location are for the co-working space, not your business. That's going to get you your listing probably delisted. And she said, she went on to explain this particular business here, the Cornerstone Properties. They were able to get a Google My Business listing unsuspended by showing that they have the signage on the office. Now, another thing that she says is have your own suite number. Do not make one up. She often sees businesses just adding random letters to suite numbers or making them up entirely. This is not a good strategy if you're trying to convince Google that you're telling the truth about something. Okay, so that's just this little reminder. If you're going to have a business listing and you're not renting out commercial space and it's going to be a pin on the map, remember that Google Maps really it's a driving app. They're trying to give locations to people so that they can get in their car, drive to that location, and talk to somebody and receive a service. The Google My Business, everybody wants to be in the map. Some businesses are, actual businesses, But you can apply this to all different things, not just marketing businesses or whatever. People should be able to reach you at that address if you're going to have a pin in the map. It's not just about, I'm going to game the system, but unfortunately that is what it becomes when you're talking about smaller businesses that aren't renting out commercial space. That is what it becomes. You're trying to get into that map because that is at the top of the page. So again, hallmark of a big brand, they're going to have a physical location, rent out commercial space, or own their own building in which they have an address. So if you are doing something like this, choose an option where you can have a sign and you have your own address, you have your own website, you know, have all these things. But most importantly, you got to have signage. That's one of the things that really affects listings in Google Maps. If they cannot drive by if the Google car cannot drive by the building and see signage, you should be able to upload a photo from inside the building that is like geotagged, or that has that EXIF information that says that like you were at that latitude and longitude, and it will show the signage of your business. Okay, very important. My name is John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. I'm here on a regular basis, several times per week, giving SEO advice, and you are free to leave a question on any of these videos. I will be happy to answer your SEO questions. And again, we have a lot of subscribers. The community is growing. That's awesome. So if you would like to subscribe and give this video a thumb up, I would greatly appreciate it. That is all I have for now. Until next time, peace.